This is Shane Robert with THCforce, and today I'm going to be talking about branding your dispensary. Now, branding often sounds like a hard to understand, elusive marketing concept. Does it really apply, or is it just some theoretical thing? Well, really, branding is very simple. Your brand, when you boil it down, is what people think of your company. If we were to say your dispensary name or your marijuana center name to anyone else out there, what is the idea that they have? What emotions does it conjure up? How would they explain what you do and how you're different from other dispensaries to their friends and family? That, in essence, is your brand. So as you can tell, the ability to shape that properly, the ability to create the right idea in people's heads is essential for your business's success, because your dispensary, by and large, lives and breathes based on what people think of your dispensary, based on your dispensary brand. So, how do you go about branding your dispensary? How do you create a brand for your marijuana center? Well, the first step is to understand your customers. What do they want? Now, every marijuana center serves a different customer base, or they could target a different customer base in order to differentiate themselves. So who is it for you? If you're in the medical area, are you focused more on the high CBD content? Those customers are the ones that you want to attract, that truly have all of these significant medical needs and aren't interested as much in the psychedelic effects. Or are you someone who is in a high traffic area, in a recreational state perhaps, such as Colorado or Washington, and you are really looking at the younger recreational or retail users? So number one, who is your customer? Define them as clearly as possible. Number two, what part of what you offer, what part of what they want, do you do better than anyone? What is it that you can really do best and stand out and separate yourself from all of the other dispensaries out there? Where do you beat out all of your competitors? Because the cannabis industry, especially in well-developed states, is extremely competitive. So identify, number two, what part of what they want do you do better than anyone else out there? Number three, go ahead and create a consistent and memorable, short and succinct message that is based around what you do that they want better than anyone else. Make sure that this is a succinct, short message that you then repeat over and over again in every piece of marketing material, and when your bud tenders are talking with the customers at your shop and they're explaining the different products and different selection, and they're reinforcing with their scripts this idea, this brand of who you are. Next, make sure that you are creating a matching look for your shop and all of your marketing. You want to have a consistent message, a consistent idea of why you're better, and a consistent look that matches that message and that competitive advantage. And you want to have that look throughout your actual dispensary, when they come to the door, when they walk in the door, when they're in the waiting room, when they're there looking at the different strains. And you want that same look and message spread across all of your marketing. So if you're targeting a very upscale clientele, you want to consequently create a very upscale look for your website and all of your marketing pieces. If you're targeting the younger crowd, you might want to have a more fun, hip look. If you're targeting medical, you want to have a medical look. So make sure that you're creating that branded look and using it consistently. And last tip for you in creating your brand, stories. Stories, stories. The way the human brain works, we have evolved or been blessed to be made with a love of stories. It is how we think, how we grab onto ideas most easily and conceptualize them and take all sorts of confusing different bits and pieces of information and succinctly put them together in one cohesive whole. A story is something that we remember and we will retell to friends way before we will collect and retell an equal number of single facts and figures. So, when you are creating your brand, think about what stories you can use about how your dispensary was started, about what customers you have, about how you have helped those patients and the changes that they have seen, or why those patients come to you and repeat coming to you day or week after week after week. Take these stories, use them in your marketing, and use them to illustrate your brand, because that is what people will remember and what they will share with their friends and family. Again, this is Shane Robert with THCforce, the force behind successful dispensaries.